Hello YouTube world. So in this video I will be talking about AP classes, basically just like a guide to AP classes. I will be talking about tips, what I have learned, and if you even should take AP classes. So stay tuned for that. So if you're thinking about taking AP classes, I highly recommend you do. Taking them was one of the best decisions I have made academically. Some of the things that I have gained from taking AP classes is it really challenged me academically. It taught me discipline. It made me better my time management and better know how to manage my time. It raised my GPA. Lastly, I got to see some of the things I can do in a very short amount of time. The biggest piece of advice that I would give you is every teacher is different. Yes, so that means every class will be different. And because of that, I feel you should take a different approach to every class because some teachers might be more lenient and others might be stricter. So you should definitely evaluate each of your classes when you first get there and see like a game plan sort of how you should handle that teacher, that class, the coursework, and everything else. Another tip would be to always do your homework or your coursework or anything that the teacher gives you. Yes, this is a pretty obvious one, but honestly, a lot of people don't do it, and a lot of people's grades go down just because they didn't do a worksheet that took less than 10 minutes. Now, yeah, some of the work will be more difficult, but it will be worth it doing all your homework because you will have this foundation, really strong foundation of 100% on your homework that will help you get the grade that you want in the end. So the third piece of advice that I would give anyone is that if your teacher gives you a textbook, a website, study guides, worksheets, anything that your teacher gives you specifically for that class, you should definitely use it and take that because that gives you a little bit of insight into your teacher's minds and how they work and how they will grade the course and how they will evaluate everything. If your teacher gives it to you personally, that is something you should definitely take seriously because your teacher is giving it to you for a reason. The fourth tip that I would give you for taking an AP class would have to be extra credit. A lot of my AP teachers wouldn't give any extra credit at all. Some didn't at all. Some did sort of like once a year or twice. And with AP classes, you never really can be 100% sure of your grade because you can't always guarantee you will get the grade that you want. So I would definitely recommend if your teacher gives you any extra credit, you should take it because this will allow you to increase your grade to have like a cushion if anything goes wrong the way you didn't plan it, because it's differently with AP classes than just normal classes. It's not that easy to get an A or a really good score on a test because it is a college level class. So it doesn't matter if you're tired, if you have been awake the whole night, doesn't matter, do that extra credit. You will definitely thank yourself later in the year when you didn't pass a test and now you have a low grade and you want to raise it up. So the last and final tip I have for taking the AP classes, not the AP test, AP classes, is time management, managing your time. The coursework you will get is a lot and it will be sort of difficult. Yes, the coursework is a lot and a little difficult sometimes, but it is not impossible. Your teachers give you enough time to finish the work. It's all very doable. It all depends on you. The only reason why I wouldn't get a lot of sleep this past school year was because I wouldn't handle my time wisely and I wouldn't take every assignment as seriously as it should have been. For example, you can get an assignment a week or 2 weeks before it's due. That is plenty of time to do all the work you need to do. Yes, there will be lots of rules and lots of guidelines that you'll have to follow, but it is enough time. And that's the misconception a lot of people have with AP classes is they think the coursework is very hard and not doable, but it really is. When I started to do my coursework and assignments with enough time of the deadline, I started to see a change in my tests and quizzes score. I got higher grades and I studied the same. Thing is, I started to do my homework sometime before, not the last day or 2 days before. That's what really makes you not retain as much information, and what really makes students fall back is students do a lot of their work the day before, and that's not what the assignment is meant to do or how it's meant to be used. So now some tips that I would recommend for taking an AP test. This can be for any AP test, doesn't matter if it's AP US History, AP Environmental, AP Government, it can be used for anything. But the first tip I would recommend is to do study guides after every chapter. After every chapter or unit, you should do a study guide about that specific thing to help you, just to collect all your thoughts and have everything in one sheet of paper, because this will help you in the future when you're taking the test. When it's a few weeks before the test, you wouldn't really know how to handle all the information and be able to study it correctly. So it would be really easy to just go back to your study guides that you made of every chapter and to see the most important information in each of them, and then you see what you have to study more. I wish I did this with every class I took an AP test in. It would have helped me so much, but I didn't. So now I'm telling you guys to do it. So this is the last tip I'm going to give you guys for taking an AP test. And I don't want to be disrespectful for any teachers that might be watching this, maybe. But if you didn't have a very good teacher, if you didn't get to finish all the coursework that the subject had, then this tip will help you. I would recommend to get a studying review book. This is like Princeton has one, and there are many, like the 5 Steps to a 5. There are many review books you can use out there, and I would definitely recommend buying one. If you can't afford a review book, definitely talk to your teachers. What my teacher did last year was she ordered each of us in the class a book, the Princeton book for AP Environmental. She ordered it through the school's budget, and we were able to get them for free, basically. You can talk to your teachers or your principal or your counselor and be like, hey, I'm taking an advanced class. You should really consider my offer, my suggestion, and definitely talk with them. I know a lot of people think my counselors, my principal, they won't listen to me, but once you talk to them, they will give you real advice, sometimes, that you can follow. So that's it. Those are all the tips that I can give you guys to taking AP classes. I hope you all enjoyed this video. It was helpful. I just wanted to share some of the mistakes I had made when taking AP classes that I will definitely not be taking next year, and I thought I would just share them out with you guys. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channels. Right now I'm just posting videos regularly. I don't have a schedule yet. If I do, I will let you know. But just subscribe to it, and hope you all have a great day. Bye!